Hi everyone, it's svgcoop.com and we are here working on our newest mini album, MA013. And I have laid out my chipboard pieces and a couple of Tyvek pieces that I cut. So I'm just going to show you what the settings are here. We're doing a 6 by 8 inch book. So I have two pieces that are cut at 6 by 8. I have one that's, two actually, sorry, that are cut at 2.5 by 6. And then I have another one that's cut at 2 by 6. So what we're basically going to do is we're going to make the book so that the cover kind of folds over like this, and then there's going to be a little clasp that holds it together like that. So I bought these little clasps. You probably can find some other things online, but this is what I found, so I just thought I would try it. So we're going to work with those. And like I said, I have these Tyvek pieces that I want to work with. So what we're going to do first is, let's see, this is going to be, I'm kind of doing this with you and figuring it out at the same time. So I think what I'm going to do is, first thing I'm going to do is wrap part of the first 6 by 8. So you're going to have two pieces that are for the 6 by 8 that have the score marks all the way around, and then the piece that's flat. So what I'm going to do is wrap the 6 by 8. Let me just put these aside here for a second. I'm going to wrap this 6 by 8 this way. Let me grab my score tape. As you know, we can't do a book without score tape. So this is the score tape that I'm using. I ordered this at Amazon. You can get 5 rolls in a pack. So I'm just going to open this up. And I'm going to just put a little glue on the bottom here as well. So I'm going to try this. This is the first time I'm using it. It's the quick dry tacky glue. So we'll see if this works. I don't know if I have to cut that top off. Let's see. Okay, I think I have to cut this off. Yep, I guess so. Okay, so I'm just going to put a little glue on the bottom here and center this on here like that. Okay, then I'm going to put score tape around the edges, like this. So basically what we're going to do this time, it's going to be a little bit different than I normally do it. I haven't really given this book a themed concept yet. I kind of know what I'm going to do with it, but as we start, it's going to really be kind of a general book, and then we're going to turn it into something else. So, all right, let me get these rubbed down and pull these away. Okay, I'm just going to fold this up and over. Now, if you don't have, if you don't buy chipboard, I bought this at Hobby Lobby, but if you don't buy the chipboard, you can certainly use a cereal box or some other, food product box. Okay, so we have that. Now, I think the next thing I'm going to wrap partially is the 2 by 6 piece. So you're going to have a piece that's going to, you'll see, it'll fit right on there like that. So I'm going to put a little glue here, like this. Get that on there. And then add my score tape. And it's so funny because it took me a long time. I'm hoping that I won't mess this up because it took me a lot of actually brain-burning thinking to figure out how to do this and get it to work the right way. So hopefully the brain burning worked. Okay, so we're gonna peel this off here. You guys can probably smell the smoke of my brain burning from where you are. All right. I'm just gonna fold this up and over. All right, and we're not going to put the back piece on yet because what I want to do is the book is going to, this piece is going to, like, so this is the cover. This piece, our 2.5, is going to come up like this, and then this piece is going to fold over on top of it like that. So what I want to do is we want to have a hole in here and a hole in here so the latch will hook on our book. So what I'm going to do, I think what I might do, I'm going to grab my chomper here. I have it set at 1/8 inch, and I guess in this case it's important that we have the settings that you are able to put this right in the right spot for each one. So I think I'm going to set this in, okay, I want to make sure you can see this. So on mine, you can measure this by hand if you want to, but I'm going into the 2 in the middle row here. So just make sure that's set. And let's see, where is that going to come out? Okay, so I'm going to punch the hole in the center. Let's see, do I want it in the center? I have to make sure. Right. You're going to have to take your hook and just see how far over it's going to go actually. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this out. Like I said, you're going to have to bear with me a little bit because this is a kind of a new, I haven't done this with this before. But it's always fun to try something new. I'm going to take the hook out. I think this will probably work for you too, for whatever you're going to try to hook into. But if we lay this on top here like this, and we put these hooks where we want them, put that one, and get the other one out. I'm not using the screws, obviously, that come with it. I don't need those. Okay, so if we put this like this, and we have this one on here, what you want to do is kind of measure where this thing's going to go, how you want it. I'm just going to grab, let's see. I'm going to grab my little white pen here. Let's move this up so you can see it a little better. Okay, so I think I'm going to have these go right here. So I'm just going to draw a little white line here, here, oops, and here. Okay, and then this one. Right there, here, and here. Okay, so now I have it marked of where we're going to put the holes. So all that measuring with the other thing, not so helpful. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to line this up. Actually, we could probably use Crop-A-Dile. Hold on one second. Okay, in this case, I'm going to use my hand Crop-A-Dile. I'm just going to put this right in here until I see the white hole. I don't know if you can see that through the camera. Let's see that? Okay, I'm just going to punch that. And then I'm going to take gotta get that out of there so I can see. And I'm going to punch the next one. Okay. Now I'm not sure, this isn't going to reach in this one, so I am going to have to use the bigger one for this. I'm going to just move my settings back so that I can just get it where I want it. So basically when you push down, you can see where the little thing is coming. So what you're going to do, I'm not really going to be able to show you this too well, but I'm just going to be lining this up to the white part here the best I can with my glasses. I hope I do a good job. Otherwise, I just ruined my cover, right? Okay. Looks pretty good. Okay, let me just grab my paper piercer here. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to put the two hooks in here, and I grabbed some brads. So I'm just going to take, let's see, I think I'm going to use these chocolate ones so it kind of blends in. Put that in, so you just kind of put these through here like this. So there you go. So that's one. And let me put the other one in. Now, of course, mine is not perfectly straight. You guys can probably get yours to be better than I can. Sometimes it's a little hard to do this when you're trying to do it on camera. Oops. I think I put the wrong color here. Hold on. Okay, so those are those hooks, and then we have these hooks. So we want to make sure that these are going to go on the right way. Okay. Okay. Just get that on here like that. And this time I'm going to make sure that my arms extend out, this way so that we can get that covered up with paper. Okay, so that'll move like that. We'll put the other one on. And depending on which kind of clasp you get, yours might be, you might do yours a little bit differently. Okay, so basically this will sit here, and then these will close like that, and that's going to be how our book closes, hopefully. Okay. That aside. Now what we want to do is I'm going to, let's see, I think I'm going to cover half of the other 6x8 piece. Get some score tape. Okay. Give this a good rub. And pull the tape. Okay. I'm just going to wrap that like we normally do. Okay, so that's going to be our other back piece. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to have, we have some long pieces that are going to cover these ultimately, so we're not going to need to cover those right this second. So what we want to do is we're basically going to line this up like this, but we need to get our Tyvek in between, and that's going to help keep it so that the book will so it'll bend without getting torn. Okay, so now what we need to do is we're going to start putting the little Tyvek envelope hinges on here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the piece that has our hooks on it, and this is actually going to be on this side, so I want to make sure I have this on the right side. So what I want to do is I want to first put a Tyvek here in between the 2.5 and my 6x8 with the hooks to your right. So what I want to do is I'm going to take a spare piece of chipboard. I'm just going to line that up, make sure those are pretty good. No sugar. Okay. Okay, like that. And I'm going to, I took these little pieces of Tyvek envelope. Now you don't have to do this. You can if you want to. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it as close to the edge as I can on the cover piece. And then just get it onto there, like that. Okay, then we're going to do the next cover piece. It doesn't have any hooks in it, so I'm just going to try and get this so you can see it in the box here. Okay, so again, I'm just going to separate this by a piece of spare piece of chipboard, like that. And I'm going to put some tape on this one. I'm going to just put the tape off camera here for a second. Okay, so I'm just putting 2 pieces of Tyvek like that. Score tape on the Tyvek. And again, I'm going to try and keep the tape as close to the edge of the brown as I can and go more onto my extra little piece of chipboard there. Okay, and we keep moving along here. The next piece is going to be the next 2.5 by 6. So I'm just going to get another piece of, get that lined up like that. Put some tape on my Tyvek here. I'm just going right along the edges. Peel that off. I don't have specific measurements for you for the Tyvek pieces, but let's see, it's about 2 inches, a little bit less, maybe 1 3/4 inches by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 1/4. Let me just cut that little piece off there. Okay, and then we have one more piece, and that's our 2-inch, what's this one? Now this has to be with the hooks facing out because when this wraps around it's going to be that way. So I'm going to put that on there, and let's see. I think this one, just to be safe, I'm not sure exactly how this is going to work out. I'm going to flip this over, and I'm going to put the Tyvek on the inside. So I'm just going to get that lined up like that with my extra piece of chipboard, and line that up. Okay, and then I'm just gonna put that right across there like that. Okay. All right, so now we have our pieces like this. Before we cover these, I'm just going to run my pieces through the Xyron, but you're basically going to have a long piece that's a little bit thinner and then a shorter piece that matches. And then you're going to have a wide piece and a little wider piece that matches. So I'll be right back because I'm going to run these through my Xyron, and then we'll also add a little score tape too. All right, thanks for watching. We'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I ran that through. So what we're going to do, the first one, you're going to have, like I said, you're going to have two widths. You're going to have a wider one and a thinner one. So we're going to do the thinner one first. So what I'm going to do here, let's see, yeah, that's for that. Okay, so I'm going to lay this down on my mat. I'm just going to kind of try and get it to be straight as possible. So I'm just going to line that up. Okay, so the smaller width is going to be for the end with the hook on it, not this end. So what we're going to do, I'm just going to line this up the best that I can in the middle here. Actually, let's see. I'm going to get this kind of in the middle. Let's see, it depends on how much you want to cover up. Okay, yeah, I think I'm going to go right about there. So I'm going to rub that. And then I'm going to fold this over. Actually, I think before I fold it over, you're going to have a piece, let's see, that's going to cover this like this. So I'm going to put that down first. I'm just going to get some glue here. I'm just going to glue that right down on top like that. Okay. Yeah, and then I'm going to fold this over like this. Just work it on there a little bit, and then fold up from the bottom. And then we'll put a decorative piece over this after. Okay, so then you're going to have the smaller piece, which is going to sit right on top here like that. Okay, I'm just going to get this to fold a little. Get this to fold a little. I think what I might do, let's see, I'm going to put some score tape under there because that glue is not really sticking too well. So I'm just going to put some score tape here. think I'll put some, I'm going to put some ribbon or something through here because I don't really like the way that looks. And it'll cover the back as well. So that's going to fold like that, and then the next one's going to fold like that. Okay, so we're going to use our next wide piece. Let me grab that. Okay, again, I'm just going to line this right up. Now you can always decide if you want to put these pieces on the outside or on the inside. So if you do these first, then you can put like an outside piece, but I wanted them to be on the outside here. So, okay, so the next one, just gonna, same thing, gonna get this centered on here the best I can. Okay, get that pressed down. Okay, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my, I'll put these first and then I'll put the covers over. Okay, so I'm just going to fold this over on the top, same way we did the other one. Hold on. Okay, get that folded. And I'll fold this up. Up like that. Okay, so I'm gonna just start to fold this a little like that. Okay, then what we're going to do, let's see, I have, find my other pieces here. Oh, here they are. Okay, so I'm just going to put some score tape on. Actually, I'm going to run these through the Xyron to these pieces. I'll be right back. Okay, so I just ran these through my Xyron real quick. And I'm just going to lay these right on top here. That. And then do it on the edges. So then this will lay over our book like this and hook like that. So then if we put a ribbon here or something, or stain it, or I'll do something, we'll do something to make that pretty. That's going to be our book holder. All right, thanks for watching. We'll be right back with our binding next. Hey everybody, we're back to work on the hidden hinge binding for our book. So you're going to have 3 pieces that have little score marks going down like this. So we're just going to fold these on the score marks the same direction. So they're kind of sitting up like that. We'll do the next one. I'm using a heavy cardstock for this so that it will hold nicely. Okay, and then before we install this, I'm just going to put some score tape on all of these pieces on the folded little hinge part. That's going to make it easier when we're installing the pages if this is done ahead of time. Had a little bit of experience trying to do it after, and this is definitely the easier way to do it. So you're going to put it on both sides of each piece, just like this. You're not doing inside the score mark, at least not yet. Actually, you know what? For the little one, actually we can. We'll put it on the bottom piece here, like that. but not on both sides. You're only going to do it on one. And for this piece, do both sides like this. And then on the back. And actually I'm going to put two pieces on this part here. And I'm going to flip this one over. I'm going to put three pieces on here. And again, you're only doing it on one side, not both. This is going to help hold it in place. Okay. Just going to get my bone folder real quick. Make sure that these really stay on. Okay, give those a rub on the side. Okay, so just to make sure we're clear, so you're going to have one side that folds up, that you only have the score tape on well, it's really going to go this way, left and right. Okay, and then on the back, you'll have it across the whole back. So same here. I put three across the big one, and then the other two are going to be part of the hinge. And then the last one, we've got two on the outside, and then two here. Okay, so what we want to do is we're going to take the smallest one, and you're going to take the tape off of just the middle section. And what we want to do is line that up with the center of the middle piece. So we're just going to get that lined up right there. Okay, and press that together. Okay, and then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to turn this over and take the two middle pieces off. And center that onto this piece right here. Okay, so there we go. Now this is going to go, you have the little hooks on this side. We have this panel, the back panel. Then you have the 2.5 by 6 inch panel right here. And then this is the panel with our spot on it, right? So we're going to center this right in here like that. So I'm going to take off the three middle pieces. And we're going to center that right onto this 2.5 inch wide binding. So you're going to just center it the best you can. And give it a good push. Now, if you want to, you can leave it that way. That score tape is pretty strong, but I like to put brads in my books to make sure nothing falls out. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my big bite. I'm going to set this back to the 2 inches that I had it at before. So it's the 1, 2 right on the edge here. Still set at 1/8 inch. And I'm going to put this right in the center of this. Let's see. Nope, that's too far. This is a small book, so I'm going to go into, I think, actually I go to 1 inch. Let's see how that works. Yeah, I think that's going to be better. So I'm going to go 1 inch here. Let me just see. No, I'm going to go 1.5. Sorry. This is a trial run here. Okay, so I'm going to go at 1.5 and get that right in the center and punch it. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Get it right in the center and punch it. Okay, then I have my two brads here, so I'm just going to put those through. I'm going to make sure that the arms of the brad go vertically along with the binding. You can hide them better that way. And get that in there like that. that takes care of that. So we've got the binding all ready. So that's going to again fold over like this. And these are going to hook in. Okay. All right. So I'm going to put that aside for a minute. And I just want to show you this part. I'm only going to do one of these, but we're going to have 6 pockets for our book. So with each pocket, you're going to have 2 pieces that have score lines across the top and bottom, and then you're going to have a flat piece. So basically what you're going to do is you're just going to fold this on the score line. You're going to put some tape. I'm going to put it on the, let's see, how do I want to do this? I'm going to put it so that the tape, I'll just fold this the other way. I want the tape to be so that this is like this and this is going to be on top like that. The reason is because that way it won't overlap and be shown when we put our pages on here. We'll make it pretty. Okay, so you're going to have it like that. So you have your 2 edges kind of poking up, right? It's not there, it's there. And pull the tape off of one side. And then I'm just gonna line this up. Let's see, I'm gonna try and do this. Okay, I'm gonna just hold this like this with my fingers. I'm just gonna get that lined up right on the corner there. Okay, give that a rub. And then I'm going to pull the tape off the other side. I think maybe before you take the tape off, if you give this a rub along the line here, it'll lay flatter, and then it'll be a little bit easier to get this to lay flat. And then you just rub that on like that. So you're going to have 6 of these. They're just very basic pockets, okay? And see how now that that's on the inside, so you won't see it. It makes both sides nice. Okay, so again, you're going to do 6 of those, and then we will work on our tabs on the inside and everything else. All right, thanks for watching. We'll be back. And I'm back with our cover. I just wanted to show you what I did in the interim with the cover, because I wasn't really happy with how this looked initially. So what I did was I took some of the glitter mist and I sprayed the whole outside of the cover, because I thought, well, maybe if I could get it to look a little bit leathery, since it was kind of a little bit lumpy and all of that. So I kind of really like the way it ended up turning out. Now I might, depending on what I put on the cover, you know, maybe I'll put some ribbon here or something like that, but I just wanted to show you kind of how cool that looks. And the inside, you know, I still have to put something here, but the inside looks pretty good too. But I definitely like how the glimmer mist worked, because it also made the paper more wrinkly because it got wet. And I just think it looks really awesome. So I just wanted to show that to you real quick so you could see kind of how I'm dealing with how that worked out. So I would say if you're working on your cover, perhaps when you're doing it, put the wrapped side on the inside, then do this piece here, and then you can put a cover sheet over it, and then you can put the hooks through perhaps. Not sure, that might be a little tricky actually. We're gonna have to figure out, I don't know. I was thinking perhaps maybe I grabbed some ribbon and I was thinking, you know, maybe I would do something like this on it, and then if I really wanted to go crazy, you know, maybe add a little bit more here. So I'm not really sure exactly where I'm going yet. We'll see when we get to the end, I guess. All right, thanks for watching. We'll be back.